All right. This your boy Midge TV coming to you straight off of Hip Car Chronicles, another episode. I wanted to thank all of my 1,800 subscribers who are subscribed to my channel. I need 200 more subscribers to hit that 2,000 mark. First things first, let's go ahead and talk about this topic. This topic been floating around for the past maybe week or so. And it started because of Rich Paul and Max Kellerman. Rich Paul, Max Kellerman. I think their podcast is called Game Over. Go watch it on YouTube. It's a good podcast. They had a debate on if Michael Jeffrey Jordan will dominate in today's NBA. And here is my opinion on this. Before I get into this debate or this opinion, I'm going to say Michael Jordan is the GOAT. And I always tell people I don't have one GOAT, I have three GOATs. My GOATs are in this order: Michael 1, Kobe 2, LeBron 3. I love all three of those players. They are my three GOATs. Michael was the first person that made me love basketball. Kobe was the person that inspired me because of his mentality. And LeBron was just the most dominant force that ever came in the NBA since Shaq. That's the reason why I picked those three guys. Even though LeBron's not a center, but if you actually look at it, he's the most dominant force that came in the NBA since Shaq. So that's my little side note. All right, let's talk about it. Would Michael Jordan dominate in today's league? And here's what I'm going to say. Yes, Michael Jordan would dominate in today's league, and here's why. First things first, Michael Jordan's game do not rely on three-point shooting. Even though we in a three-point league in current today NBA where the average first shot is a three-point shot instead of a two-point shot, where 20, 30 years ago you would play inside out basketball. Now it's outside in type basketball. So the three-point shot is always maybe the first attempt shot in the NBA. Now, so here's how Michael Jordan will work out. I did some research, some stats. I even ran some analytical stats on how much Michael Jordan will average in today's league. And something Max Kellerman said that was super absurd. Max Kellerman said Michael Jordan will average a 30-point triple-double. I don't think so, because Michael Jordan, he's not going to pass the ball that much. So Max Kellerman just said some absurd bullshit. Now, I will say this. Michael Jordan would average more than 30. I did some stats, and I did some stats where if you took Michael Jordan and you put him in the league from 2010 to 2016, which is a 16-year career, Michael will still average 30 points a game, but he will have fewer championships. And the stats I crunched and came out that he will not win 6 championships in a row in today's game. He will win. He will still average 30 a game, but he will win between 3 to 4 championships in today's game. Not in the 90s, in today's NBA. And here's the reason why. It's a huge skill gap between the 90s and today's players. Let's just be real. If Steve Kerr played in today's league, he will be in the G League. Because Steve Kerr, his only skill was three-point shooting. Steve Kerr wasn't that great of a player. He could shoot the ball real well, but he wasn't that great. Steve Kerr even said it himself in an interview that he would not be able to play in this league. He'll be out. Also, and that's something that is proven. It's a huge skill gap. Today's players can pass, dribble, and shoot. Back in the 90s, it was not a lot of players that can pass, dribble, and shoot. Most players in the 90s can do one of them or two of those skills. Michael Jordan was one of the very few players that could do all three. Michael Jordan had great passing skills, but he doesn't display it that much. He could dribble and he could shoot. And here's the thing. Mike will win championships in today's league, but he will not be going 6 for 6. And I did some stats, and I got those stats, and it was just saying this how many championships he'll win, this all of that. And I know I heard some absurd opinions where I think Raymond Felton said it on that one podcast. I think it's the Baja podcast. With Theo Pinson and Charlie Villanueva and all of them, saying that Mike will still go 6 for 6 in today's league. No, he wouldn't. And I said this, skill gap is so huge from the 90s to today. Now remember, if you're 30, if you're at least 35 and up, you have seen Michael Jordan play basketball. I have witnessed Michael Jordan play basketball all through my childhood. When Michael Jordan won his sixth championship, I was 12 years old. When Michael Jordan played for the Wizards, I was a sophomore in high school. When Michael Jordan won his first championship, I was 4.5 years old. I remember watching that championship game with my daddy. When Michael Jordan won his second championship against the Blazers, I was about to turn. When Michael Jordan played against Charles Barkley, I was 7 years old. I remember watching that at my uncle's apartment during the summer. So I witnessed all Michael Jordan's six championships as a kid. And me going back watching how Michael was compared to today's player, Michael was so much ahead of his time. His skill gap will be on the same level as today's players, or even. And if you watch Michael Jordan's game, he has a simple game. He'll do 2 or 3 dribbles pull up, 2 or 3 dribbles spin around, fade away, 2 or 3 dribbles pivot, lay up, 2 or 3 dribbles, 2 or 3 dribbles, boom, go straight to the basket, lay up. Michael Jordan had a bag, but his bag was so simple, it was effective. So that's why, and then if you look at players like Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, it's like the difference between Shai and Mike. Shai do a lot of more dribbling than Mike. Mike gets straight to the point and finish. And plus Mike was quick. So if you look at all the players Mike played against in the 90s, Mike was ahead of body, skill-wise, and it shows. And then also Rich Paul had a good point. He said another reason why he said that Mike wouldn't be dominant, which I don't agree with that, but he also said something that was also I agree with. He said today's generation don't care about what Mike do. They won't back down. And that's true. Today's generation is more fearless than the generation of the 90s. Because in the 90s, everybody had these stories. They were scared of Mike. When Mike come to Chicago, you got to understand, these players now, they're not scared of Shai. They're not scared of LeBron. They're not scared of Luka. They're not scared of Kawhi. They're not scared of Jokic. They're not scared of Anthony Edwards. And the reason why, because a lot of these kids grew up with each other. So it's like, I'm not scared of you. I don't know you. I don't know you. I ain't scared of you. I don't care about you. You know, a lot of these kids grew up with each other. A lot of these kids know each other. The AAU circuit, the high school basketball circuit. Michael Jordan didn't play AAU. He played high school basketball, got to the All-American, McDonald's All-American game, played college, went to the NBA. His peers, he learned about his own peers when he got to. So, and also, Mike put in so much work. He'll dominate. When he tells somebody, I'm dropping 40 on you, that person will be scared. And I remember hearing these ridiculous stories talking about people were scared to talk crazy to Mike because they knew Mike was going to turn up. In today's NBA, these kids will talk so much shit to you. I'm going to just be real. These kids will still respect Michael Jordan, but they'll talk more shit to Mike. These kids will not bow down to Mike. I look at Dylan Brooks, a person that look at LeBron is like, you straight, my nigga. I'm not going to bow down to you like you God. Let's be real. And there's a lot of kids like that in the NBA right now. Now, back in the 90s, very few guys, that was Mike Pierce, that wasn't scared of him. Reggie Miller, John Starks, Patrick Ewing, Oakley, Shaq, some of these guys wasn't scared of Mike. It was a very few. But in today's league, these kids, they're going to talk mad shit to Mike. And I think it will make Mike even more crazy. And here's the thing. Also, we in the social media era. Like, Mike played basketball when there was no social media. The only media was the newspapers. So Mike had a lot of grace. So Mike can go to the casino and blow 100 and nobody won't say no. Where if Mike was in today's world and blew 100K at casino and it went viral on TikTok, y'all would trash Mike's name. Say he's a gambler. Let's talk about the controversy. When Mike race car team won that NASCAR championship, and that little white boy had the ice stuck in his ass, and Mike tried to get the little piece of ice out of his ass because they just poured Gatorade all over the boy before they put it on camera. The media was disturbed, saying Mike was feeling on the boy. And I think that was absurd. I don't think Mike was feeling on the boy. And I don't think Mike have no type of weird bone in his body like that. And they trashed Mike. So Mike had a lot of grace. See, Mike played in an era where if a media person talked bad about Mike, they got banned from the stadium. or they got banned from interviewing Michael Jordan. So you had to be nice to him at all times. If you talk bad about him, then you, because he was so protected. Michael Jordan was so protected. And let's just be real. Every star player that's the face of the league is going to be protected in some type of way. The only person I felt like that wasn't protected, Kobe was the face of the league for a few years, and he wasn't protected. And the reason why he wasn't protected because those stupid ass allegations he had in Colorado. So, but that's why I always loved Kobe, because he persevered through that dark time he went through. Kobe was facing a serious allegation case. I can't say the R word. He was facing a severe allegation case and was still dropping 40 in the playoff. That show you Kobe's. So Kobe was maybe the very few star players that was the face of the league that was not protected. Mike was protected. LeBron was protected. So, but let's just be real. I think LeBron, he's protected to an extent, but you still got the media people going crazy on LeBron. Like Skip Bayless. Skip Bayless sucks so much. LeBron dick is pitiful. Like Skip talks so bad about LeBron. It's like every day. There was I remember somebody ran some analytics on Skip Bayless's Twitter account. They said Skip Bayless have mentioned LeBron 50,000 times on Twitter. That's low-key obsessing to me. If you mention LeBron 50,000 times on Twitter, you're low-key gay and you're obsessed. That's Diddy work. That's all straight work. So I don't know why, but Mike, like I said, in today's league, Mike will dominate. He will average over, and this is the stats I got. He will average over 30.6 rebounds, 6 assists. He will win fewer championships because of the skill gap between the players of the 90s and today's players. Today's players are way more skilled. Mike is projected that Mike will win between 3 to 4 championships in today's league. He will still be a champion, but you will not win 6 championships. And I know some people might call me a clown ass dude and shoot the clown emojis, but guess what? Fuck you, because you need to run your own stats. So, and I know some people are butthurt and say I must be a LeBron fan. If you watch the beginning of the video, I said Mike is the GOAT, but I'm gonna be fair. I'm not gonna down Mike to make LeBron look good. I'm gonna down LeBron to make Mike look good or Kobe look good. So that's the thing. Mike will dominate in today's league. Mike will be a champion. But also, name 5'2" guards that gave Mike problems let's be real. Name a small forward that gave Mike problems. It's really, you can't. Mike had the best small forward in the league. Remember, Mike, that Bulls team was deep. You got to understand, if you look at those Bulls teams, John Paxson was one of the best three-point shooters in the league at that time. Steve Kerr was one of the best three-point shooters in the league, percentage-wise. Tony Kukoc was the Luka Doncic of the 90s. Luke Longley, he was slow as hell, but, Dennis Rodman was the best defender in the league that was a wing. Scottie Pippen, one of the best two-way players. That Bulls team. If you put Scottie Pippen in today's NBA, Scottie Pippen will be an MVP. If you put Tony Kukoc in today's NBA, Tony Kukoc will average 30 like Luka. Come on, Mike played on a deep team. So why Mike competition wasn't that deep? Because there was no wing or no guard that could match up with Mike in the 90s. Now in today's league, where there's a lot of wings, imagine Mike had to face Dillon Brooks, which that's like laughable. But Dillon Brooks is 2026 John Starks. That's who he is. If you look at John Starks and Dillon Brooks, he's John Starks that's 3 inches taller. That's just like him, attitude-wise. That's who Dillon Brooks is. And then you got Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Then you got Kawhi. Do you think Mike will be able to hold Luka under 30 the way Luka scored? Just be realistic. Do you think Mike can shut Kevin Durant down? No. I hate when people say Mike will kill Kevin Durant. No. I think Kevin Durant will cancel out Mike, and Mike will cancel out Kevin Durant. Here's the reason why. Kevin Durant is 7. If Mike play defense on KD, guess what KD's gonna always do? He's gonna back you down, fade away. Back you down, rise up, shoot. Back you down, 2 dribbles, shoot over you. He's 5 inches in Mike. You think Mike would shut down prime Kobe? Not young Kobe with the fro, prime Kobe. Kobe that was averaging 30 fame. That Kobe. That 05, 06, 07, 08 Kobe. You think Mike will be able to hold Kobe? Do you think Mike to hold Paul George? Look at the wings between 2010 to 2026. Look at all the wings. Good. Do you think Mike will be able to go against Giannis? Hell no. Giannis was Mike. But I will say this: Mike will have. See, you gotta understand the guards that Mike played defense against was way less skilled than Mike. Way less skilled than Mike. So it was easier for Mike to play defense because Mike knew they was not that skilled. I'm just be real. Put prime Mike versus MVP Shea. Mike is going to have prime Shea. Put prime Mike with 03 T-Mac. You think 03 T-Mac is going to destroy Mike? Hell the fuck yes. 03 T-Mac is 3 inches taller than Mike. Go back and watch T-Mac. Yeah, let's be realistic how Mike will be. Yes, Mike will dominate in today's league, but Mike will have such a problem playing defense head up against these wings. The thing, Mike is the reason why we got a lot of these 6'6", 6'7", 6'8" wings playing guard because of Jordan and people like Grant Hill. Well, let's be real. The typical wing guard, and we're not talking about like playmaking guards. We talking about scoring wing guard. Michael Jordan. Without Michael Jordan birthed a generation after Michael Jordan got drafted. The next generation of wings. Who that was? That was Jerry Stackhouse. That was Vince Carter, Kobe, Trey Brady, Mitch Richmond, Latrell Sprewell, Allen Houston, Ray Allen, Michael Redd, scoring guards, Paul Pierce. Like that's the generation after Mike. And then after that generation, you got LeBron B. You got Paul George, Jimmy Butler, Kawhi Leonard. Hell, you got Klay. I'm gonna just be real. Klay Thompson, prime Klay Thompson was the closest thing to Reggie Miller. Let's just be real. He was the closest thing to Reggie Miller. Prime Klay Thompson. If you put Klay Thompson's stats next to Reggie Miller's stats, he was the closest thing to Reggie. So imagine Mike got to guard. I'll be telling people, imagine Mike had to guard Klay Thompson for 8 minutes. Imagine he has to run around and chase Klay Thompson around. Mike will be tired. And I know people say, well, he did it with Reggie, but Klay Thompson was a little more skilled than Reggie. Let's be real. But like I said, I love Mike. Mike is my goalie. But in today's league, Mike will still be dominant, but he'll have a lot of difficulties guarding these wings and all of that. And that's what I think. Another thing I want to say is, will Jordan be crowned as a GOAT in this generation if he played between 2010 to 2026? And I'm just going to say yes. Here's the reason why. He will still be crowned GOAT with less championships. The reason why, marketing and branding. If Michael Jordan got drafted in 2010, signs to Nike the same way he did in 84, and let's just say the Jordan 1 would not look like the one in 84. I think if the Jordan 1 ever came out like the original silhouette, it will be a lifestyle shoe, which it is now, a lifestyle shoe. It's not even a hooping shoe. But in 1984, it was a basketball shoe. I think Nike will so much money in marketing for Jordan. The marketing budget will be even bigger because Jordan's personality. I think Jordan will be like the marketing king because every pair of Air Jordan shoe tells a story about something that happened significant in Michael's life. So marketing and branding, also his performance on the court. Now, him being in the social media era, I think Michael Jordan will still do the same thing, but I don't think Michael Jordan would be in crazy scandals like other players will be. I think Michael Jordan would still be in a scandal not even no scandals. I think he wouldn't even commit those scandals. He'll still do the normal crazy shit that NBA players do: gamble, trick off of women, go to parties, all of that. But Michael Jordan, one thing about Michael Jordan, I learned that he was smart. Business-wise, he knew how to be professional. If you notice, everywhere Michael Jordan went, off the court, he was always wearing casual clothes or a suit. Like when you saw Michael Jordan at a party, he always wore a suit. If you saw Michael Jordan at a function, he always wore a suit. If you saw Michael Jordan at an award show, he always wore a suit. Michael Jordan would have set the standard in being professional. That's one thing Michael Jordan is. He's highly professional, and him being professional got him through the door business wise. I think Michael Jordan will be on the same money trajectory as LeBron if he played in this generation of the NBA. I think Michael Jordan will be a billionaire by age 30 instead of LeBron being a billionaire by age 40. Michael Jordan will be a billionaire by age 30. And the reason why Nike will market him so much, his shoes will go skyrocket. And also, Michael had a lot of business knowledge and business sense. The team that Mike kept around him when it came to business was guys that was smarter than him. So Mike would have been a billionaire at age 30 in the NBA. Yeah. And that would have made Mike the GOAT in this current NBA because of marketing, money, and impact. And on the off the court and on the court. I think Michael would have been far more advanced because Michael was so smart off the court. Mike, Mike, and I learned this. Mike was not an emotional person, so everything Mike had done was strategic. He always thought first before he reacted. Now, when it comes to gambling, that's different. I think the only scandal Mike would have had was the gambling issue. Mike have too much integrity for the game. I don't think Mike would not do it and bet on games because of the parlay era we in now. I think Mike would have still had the same gambling issues he had back in the 90s and the 80s now, but it would be more magnified because social media. Imagine you at the Atlantic City casino and you see Mike there gambling, and somebody got a phone and they recorded Mike on TikTok gambling at the casino, blowing 100 racks at the table like it ain't nothing. That would be magnified. Or Mike play a golf game against a buddy and lose $2 million like he did in the 80s. That will go viral, or Michael Jordan doing other little things, that will go viral. Imagine, because Michael Jordan will be so much of a GOAT. Michael Jordan loved the game. Now, like those private basketball runs Rico Hines used to run, he still runs now, but he's been doing it for the last 10, 15 years. People don't know Michael Jordan used to do private basketball runs every summer. He'll do it in Chicago. Every year, Michael Jordan used to do these private runs, and that was one of his ways of him getting in game shape. He would do private runs where he would invite other big-time NBA players at that time to play with him. Read the stories, the multiple stories that players that got invited to those private runs. I think in the world we in today, those runs will be still private, but they will be filmed because Mike would display the work he had put in the summer and his greatness on that court. So Mike's marketing ability would have been so advanced. And plus, and we in the world of technology, like I said, Mike will be a billionaire by age 30. The way he's being marketed now, people don't know. Michael became a billionaire 15 years ago, and he was like in his 50s. Now, if he played in this era, he will be a billionaire by age 30, no doubt. And that will make Mike the GOAT because of influence and impact. How much he impacted the game, how much he influenced the game, and how much he's being marketed in the game. How much, it's a story. In Mike's story, now imagine Mike had the same story he had in today's world, where he tried out for his basketball team in high school, gets cut twice, gets on his junior year, goes to the McDonald's All-American, shows out, goes to Carolina back in like 2009, 2008. I'm just paraphrasing all of this. And then get drafted in 2010 by, and we ain't gonna say Chicago. Let's just say he gets drafted by, who's the number one pick? Let's say he gets drafted by the Charlotte Hornets or the Charlotte Bobcats. Let's say he get drafted by the Charlotte Bobcats. He will, you know what? He would not stay long in Charlotte in today's generation. In today's NBA, he would have been left Charlotte. But how Nike is so powerful, Mike, I think, in today's world, if Mike played college ball, Mike would have Nike influence the league to get him to a team that he can actually grow, and that's a big city team. I can see like Chicago right now. I can see Mike playing for Chicago in today's league. Look at the marketing and all of that. Mike, I can see, if Mike got drafted in 2010, I could see him going to Chicago in the middle of the lottery. That would be perfect. He drops down in the middle of the lottery, gets drafted by Chicago. I can see that. I can see that. I can see Mike go to the Knicks. I can see Mike go to the Lakers by then. But anywhere Mike would have got drafted to in that time, I still think might impact the league. It just like if he did get drafted to a team like the Charlotte Bobcats at that time, Mike would have played his whole rookie contract and asked for a trade because he understands marketing that if he gets to a bigger market, he will be more exposed. Mike, see the reason why Mike was comfortable going to Chicago because Chicago was a big city, had a big market in the 80s. Even though Chicago wasn't that good, but look at the marketing that she had in the 80s. Look at the economy Chicago had in the 80s. The culture, blue collar city. And think about it. And also, if you look at the science of marketing, the color red is an eye-catching color. Have you noticed a lot of companies use colors red, green, light blue? They use those type of colors to catch your eye. So when Mike brought out the first Air Jordan, which is a black and red shoe, well, let's just take this back. Let's just do some quick history. Before the Air Jordan 1 came out, there was a shoe called the Airship that was in the Air Jordan 1. And then when after Mike stopped wearing the Airship, that's when the Air Jordan 1 was ready to go to be launched. So Mike also had a lot of other prototypes. So, but let's just imagine a red and black shoe for the Chicago Bulls in 2010. That would be cold. That would be cold. But yeah, but that's what I think how Mike will impact the league or how he will dominate the league in 2010 to 2026 with today's era. So like, comment, and subscribe. Tell me what you think. This your boy.